I'm Rick Kahler. Thanks for joining me. References to income and wealth inequality generally focus on how unevenly income and wealth are distributed throughout a nation. The greater the gap between those at the top and the bottom, the more problematic it is to the social health of a country. In a marriage or a committed relationship, income and wealth inequality between partners also presents some challenges that don't exist where the partners are financial equals. Money's rarely discussed in the early attraction stages of a dating relationship. You can see this dynamic on any of the popular dating shows like Netflix's Love is Blind, ABC's The Bachelor, and The Bachelorette. However, there is one reality show called Marrying Millions on Hulu that specifically deals with income and wealth inequality. And given my interest in financial planning and financial therapy, I kind of find the show intriguing. First, most couples have been together for 6 months to 8 years. So they're typically beyond that attraction stage of the relationship and starting to deal with attachment, which is the reality of their lives and the reality of the income and wealth inequality. Second, it often shows the age discrepancy that's common with income and wealth inequality. And that makes sense. It's typically older the person may be, the longer they've had a chance to accumulate wealth. So that makes sense. Not all income and wealth inequalities produce the same outcomes. Now, here's some of the dynamics that I most often see. The first is what I call the funder and beneficiary. This is a wealthy partner that completely supports the poorer partner, pays for everything. And while this tends to be the stereotypical perception of unequal relationships in my experience, it's the least likely. Then there are the proportional spenders. The wealthy partner often pays for the couple's social life, entertainment, travel, while basic living expenses like mortgages and utilities are proportionately divided. Then there are the equal dividers. The partners in this situation agree, sometimes at the insistence of one or the other, that each of them pays an equal share of all joint expenses. Now, each of these dynamics come with its own variations, which I'll discuss further in next week's column. But what's most interesting to me is that the greatest stress and pressure often doesn't come from the couple's response to the financial inequality, but from WWPT. What will people think? In this case, people refers typically to friends and family who may not be exactly mute about their concerns or disapproval. Often the family and friends of the wealthier partner express concern that the non-wealthy partner is using them and is a gold digger, only interested in them for their money. That can be true. It can also be quite false. It can also be true that the wealthy partner is aware they are being used and even be okay with it. Conversely, the family and friends of the non-wealthy partner often express their suspicion that they're being used by the wealthy person, especially if the non-wealthy partner is younger. Again, this can be totally true, and it can be just as false, or true with both partners' awareness and acceptance. There are additional issues in socially combining the partner's family and friends, money scripts and financial comfort zones around rich and poor people on the part of both partners as well as their family and friends can make for pretty challenging interactions that range from awkward to relationship ending. As a result, the pressures exerted by family and friends can actually end up being one of the greatest challenges for financially unequal couples. Typically, it's going to take above average determination, introspection, and transparent communication for a couple to overcome the challenges of financial inequality. The good news is that the inequality often almost forces a couple to have the money talk pretty early in the relationship. That in itself can result in a better chance of such a relationship succeeding. Thanks for joining me, and I'll cover part 2.